So, the trip was supposed to be done today. It's supposed to be just a normal, just traveling day. I wasn't even gonna make a video, but by the purpose of God, we're stuck in New Orleans Airport. We got here, and it turned out that this was one of the busiest, jam-packed airports in the country. Because TSA is just like, they're not getting paid right now, so it's really tough and it's really hard. Plus the holidays, so it's kind of a tricky situation. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about the glory of God, like why, like all this, like why it's happening. It's just like, it's to give Him the glory, and I just want to do that. But it's awesome because our flight was supposed to be at 1:25. We got here at 11:30, but we weren't making out. Lines were like hours long. Like some people were in line for like 4 or 5 hours. So we got a new flight for 5:50 tomorrow morning, 5:50 a.m. So now we're sleeping in the airport all night. Like, I was just thinking, like, our team, our fellowship was so tight. Like, our bonding, like, these are brothers and sisters. These are brothers and sisters. And it's just so cool to see this bonding with us. And the Lord, this isn't a burden that we have to be here another 18 hours. Like, I'm saying this as a blessing. Like, how much of a blessing is it that I get to spend another 18 hours just with this tight-knit fellowship and this tight-knit team? Like, that's just a blessing. And I'm just happy about that. I'm just rejoicing to that. Like, this is not a thing that I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, we're here for another 18 hours. No, this is, let's go. Like, come on. I get to sleep in an airport. Like, this is awesome. And yeah, I'm happy about it. I'm happy. And I think it's just so funny that this entire trip, the Lord's been saying, like, you guys think you have the plans? No, my purpose will stand. Proverbs 19. There's a proverb in Proverbs 19 that says, the plans of a man's heart are many, but the purpose of the Lord will stand. That literally speaks on our entire trip. We had so many plans. But every time the Lord was like, no, this is my purpose. My purpose is over there. I'm just asking you to say, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. And I couldn't be prouder of my team. They all just said, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Even though it made no sense, even though we might not even see why we were not called to Albania but Louisiana, we just gotta know that He was working and be content with that. Like, I might not see the fruit, but I do know that He is working, and I do know that He's an active God. But yeah, it's so cool to see His glory and how He works, and just sit in that He is working. I think it's awesome. We had a nice time as a team and some fellowship, and during our debrief, we just sat around. It was awesome. Right in the middle of the airport, prayed, read our Bibles, and looked at Psalm 66, just like how awesome are His deeds. That, like, He tests us like silver's tested. Like, how awesome is that? Like, I think that's pretty awesome. But then we got real, and we were talking about, like, how we saw God working, and like how we saw Him work in us, and like the way I saw Him work in me through the mission trip. That's the section I answered. Was that He just showed me that I'm not in control. I think about this question so much the past few days. What are the 3 things I think about the most? And the 3 things I think about the most all go back to a heart of desiring control. Like, I want to control my life. I want to control the outcome of my life. I want to control how it's manifested. And I think the Lord highlighted that to me this trip. Also just is like ripping that. And I am happy for that. I'm really, really happy for that. That He's just showing, He's putting a flashlight on my heart where it's broken and it needs Him. Where I need to let go and I'll be like, God, come into my heart. Cleanse this part of my heart. cleanse this part of my heart. Please, I plead you. Because I can't. My flesh and my heart will fail. But God, He's our strength. He's our strength. There's our portion forever. So yeah, it was an encouraging time just to sit in a group. And the Lord put it on my heart when we were sitting there to go around and speak to each person individually and just tell them, like, this is how I saw God work in you and how I saw God work through you this trip. Because I think some people were very discouraged. I don't know who needed it. I think some people might have been fine without it. Some people really needed it, though. I don't know who. And that's just, I'm going to be content with God and just be okay with not knowing. I know He was working. But and it's also cool that, like, I was wrestling, like, do I even encourage everyone individually? It took me like 15 minutes. I was like, I don't even know what to say to this person, this person, this person, this person. But I was like, no, the Lord never, He just told me to encourage them. He was never going to be like, Emerson, you're going to say all this stuff, so just go encourage them. He's just like, Emerson, encourage them. So I decided, like, this entire trip, I've been saying, yes, Lord. So I'm just going to say, yes, Lord. And I went one by one. And I said things that I wasn't even able to think up. That was not me. That was the Lord working through me. I think that was the Lord's love. Just a little portion of it. Because obviously it can't be, like, obviously I got in the way a little bit. Because there was obviously moments where I was like, I don't know, but it was cool to just obey the Lord. That's just the entire trip. I'm so proud. I'm so happy about the entire team. But the way that they just said, yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Even though it hurt. It really hurt sometimes. And all of us were in such a state of unknown. Like, why? Why am I moving these cushions? Why am I scrubbing walls? But you know what? I'm just going to say yes, Lord. Because that's what He just asked. He doesn't ask much. He just says yes, Lord. Yeah. So that was Albania mission trip. I'm going to rest well, hopefully in the airport. Maybe I might go for a run in the airport. That'll be fun. But yeah,